Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you this vlog where it's my New York excursion. It is kind of like a study abroad, but it's domestic. It was a week-long class that I took over spring break, and I've been like really anticipating it since like November when I got accepted to take it, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Basically, what we were tasked to do, we go see publishers and literary agencies throughout the week, and we learn about what they do behind the scenes and kind of just get to know what to expect in the field if we're looking to work in it. And I kind of already knew, every publisher is different, but like working at a publisher that I'm at right now, kind of like, I kind of understood a little bit more when I went into it, but like it was also really insightful. But yeah, I was really excited about this trip. And also, I haven't been on a plane since 5th grade, so it was actually terrifying. And this clip right here, like, I'm glad there's a motion stabilizer because I was like really shaking taking a picture of it or taking a video of it. Yeah, because I don't do well with heights, but you know, we're living and we just gotta do things, whatever. And then it was an experience for sure, but once we leveled out, I pulled up my book and just, you know, quietly had an anxiety attack, but you know, I kept it together. I mean, I feel like once we got over the clouds, that was fine. It was just, you really couldn't tell that I was on a plane, only when we were ascending and then descending. I don't know. Descending was probably my least favorite part, but when we entered Manhattan, it was a surreal experience. Like, I mean, I only see stuff like this in like movies. I don't know. Like, so like seeing it in real life was, I don't know how to put words to it. It was amazing. And like, I've never seen a city that big. Like Atlanta, I thought Atlanta was big. And then I got here and I'm like, it never ends. Like, it literally never ends. And so it took forever for us to land, but I was just in a trance, just looking at everything. It was beyond words. I'm failing at them right now. So we finally made it into New York with classmates. Luckily, other classmates landed when I did, so we got to Uber together. Ubers there were kind of expensive. They're $40 just to go from LaGuardia to Lower Manhattan when we were staying. But luckily there's 3 of us. We could split it down the middle, so it wasn't too bad. I was gonna take the subway, but I didn't know how to work that thing, so I didn't want to get lost. So Uber felt like my safest bet, and so that's what we did. There's a lot of buildings, and they're really tall, and they're really colorful too. But where we were actually staying was in TRIBECA, which is basically triangle beneath canal, or I think it's beneath canal, and we're like right next to the Freedom Tower, which is pretty cool. Here in New York, I mean, I'm obviously going to be putting those videos beforehand, so obviously you already know that, but I'm here, and it's incredible, like, how we're like so close to the World Trade Center, and everything is just like, it's surreal. Like, I see it and I'm like, that's not real, but I'm having trouble comprehending it. Like, it's amazing, and I'm gonna go, you know, meet with my classmates and, you know, socialize and not be a recluse. But we're here and we're queer. So first day is over. It's like 11:30. Stayed out too long. It's funny too. We're trying to take the C train and like they just stopped running them. They just stopped, and we took the A train, and then we took it, and then we took it, and then we're like, where are we going? So we just got off, got into a lift, went home, Yeah, it's been fun. But we got to meet with a past student who did the exact same thing that we did, probably like a couple years ago. And she was the same intern at the publisher that I work at right now. But now she works at Macmillan Publishers, one of the imprints. And it was really nice to meet with her and see, just hear about all her like accomplishments and how she got there. And it's really, really nice to hear from her and just you know, talk. So I'm just really tired. I have to write a blog post for this class, so I'm gonna do that, and I'll film more tomorrow. So on our second day, we met bright and early at 8 o'clock in the morning in our lobby. I was not ready for that, but I'm glad we woke up early because there's more stuff to do. And then we just basically kind of just started to kill time before our meeting with Little A. We walked down Midtown, that's where their offices are. We stayed in the area so we would make it on time, but we were able to go to the Rockefeller Center, which is kind of surreal, because it's where like they have the giant Christmas tree and the ice skating rink. Obviously the tree was not there because it was March, but it was so cool, straight out of the movies. It was beautiful. And then we made our way to St. Patrick's Cathedral, which I forgot existed. I don't know why, but it was breathtaking. I went inside, gave them $2 and lit my candle. Then on the roof was just this beautiful architecture. Like, I've never seen something like that before. It was just breathtaking. Lots of blues and just stained glass and like ancient arcs, and you know what I mean. You see it. And then we finally left there after just like wandering there for like probably 30-45 minutes. We got lost. Not lost, just like we didn't want to leave. And then we finally made our way to Little A, which is not too far from the cathedral. We got to meet with their editors and they gave us some free books, and we learned basically what's the ins and outs, what's going on in there. They were just really, really nice, and I'm so glad I got to meet them. And the meeting was about 2 hours, and then we finally just made our way out of that and went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. A lot of my classmates were kind of just freaking out about it because it was like Gossip Girl. I've never watched the show, so I don't really know what they're talking about, but apparently they have lunch on the Met steps. That's a thing. But we took some pictures there, and then we went inside, and the only rooms that I really liked were the Greek and Roman rooms and the Egyptian rooms. They're just really, really cool. And then we finally made our way to Times Square, which was surreal. Like, I say surreal a lot, but like this entire city was just surreal. a lot of artists will post that giant billboard where Spotify has like the new release of their album or new single, and I saw that, and like it was like straight out of the picture. Like I feel like seeing that, like I've seen it multiple times, but seeing it in real life is a different experience. And I thought actually Times Square would be a lot more crowded than it was. Maybe it's just me. It just felt like an Atlanta festival. I was not very overwhelmed. But yet again, it was a Tuesday, so it could be a lot more crowded on the weekends. I'm pretty sure it was. But we made our way to the Empire State Building, and let me tell you, this view was, as you can see here, it was breathtaking. I have never seen something like that in my life. And what was so interesting about it is that when you're on that top floor, the 86th floor, you don't hear any like city ambience at all. It's just pure wind. You hear like a car horn, so that travels, but like mainly it's just wind and then like the soft voices of people talking around you, and that's it. And it's just like a dream up there. And we saw the sunset, and this video does not do it justice. It was just so beautiful. On our third day, we again woke up bright and early at 8 o'clock and met in the lobby, and we made our way down to Midtown again, where I feel like a lot of publishers it's like half of them are in Midtown and half of them are in downtown. So we're going to go visit Norton, which they do Norton anthologies, like the big textbooks for college, and they do some trade publishing, but majority of the time they do academic publishing and like just textbooks. But we made our way down. We saw the Scribner, or Charles Scribner's like old publishing house, which I think is now a gift shop. I don't remember, but it was pretty cool seeing that. And then we finally made our way to Norton, which their staff was absolutely amazing. So incredibly nice. We got to speak with people who were entering there, who help edit academic publishing and college textbooks. and then a guy who does editing for trade publishing. And they're a very versatile publisher. Like, didn't realize they published so many trade books, but trade is just basically what we read, like, as YA. But instead of being academic, it's just like leisure reading, basically. And then after we did that, we made our way to the New York Public Library, which was beautiful, like just like how the Met was. They had an exhibit up for the Stonewall marches, which just says love and resistance everywhere. It's just basically a bunch of like LGBTQ history, which I appreciated, and I'm so glad I got to see that when I went there. They often change the exhibit. I'm not sure how many times, but they do it, I think, quarterly, if I remember that correctly. It may be seasonal. But then we kind of just walked around. We went to the periodical room, and you can kind of see on the walls are just the major publishers, like back in the day, like Harper and Macmillan, and there's big paintings. It's pretty cool. And then we kind of just got some gifts afterward. I got like a little leather-bound notebook and a small pen, because I mean, I have to buy something for the library. It's the library. I need it. We got to stay in Grand Central Station for a little bit, and above on their roof, there's just a big mural of like constellations, and like I think they're angels. I don't know really, but it was pretty cool. And straight out of the movies. I didn't really quite register that it was Grand Central Station until we were in it. So. And then we made our way to the Brooklyn Bridge, which I was really looking forward to. I wanted to walk all the way down it to go to Brooklyn, but like it was just so crowded. There were so many vendors on it, so many people walking around, rude people on bikes. I mean, we were in the bike lane, so I get it, but it was amazing. They had an amazing view of the city. Next to it was the Manhattan Bridge. I'm pretty sure that's the Manhattan Bridge. We weren't sure, but it's the blue bridge right next to it that links Brooklyn to Manhattan, or I think Brooklyn, you know what I mean. And then we decided that day we were going to go see the 9/11 Memorial, which was like very beautiful. We didn't go inside the museum. We just saw like the memorial itself outside where the two towers were. Basically, it's a giant waterfall. It was beautiful and very, very haunting, but I'm really glad I could see it. And basically, when there's a white flower and the name, means it's their birthday. On our third day, we got up early and we went to Hell's Kitchen, which was, I didn't know that was actually a part of New York. I thought it was just a TV show, but apparently it's a part. And it was kind of just run down, but it's on the come up. It's becoming like a restaurant row. We just did a little tour of it, and then we went to a literary agency, and we got to see inside and what they do. They're a very small literary agency, and I go into it in this next clip. So it is the final day of our trip, and I am very sad. Not technically our final, because I still have like a kind of a half day tomorrow before my flight to Atlanta leaves. But today is basically rounded up the last of our meetings, and it's kind of rainy today too, so I didn't get a lot of filming done. But it happens, and like I was trying to just enjoy what I could instead of filming the entire time. And I got to meet with Michael from Michael Book Lion. We met downtown in Manhattan. That was really fun. It was really nice to meet him. He was really nice, and he actually was kind enough to give me this book. I always want to call it something else. I don't know why. This is kind of an epic love story by Karen Callender. I believe they are non-binary, which is pretty cool. Today we got to visit a literary agency, but I completely forgot how to pronounce it. It is called the George's Borchardt Literary Agency. It's one of the oldest agencies in New York, which is pretty cool. And we got to sit down with them and just learn about basically what goes on in the literary agency field, which is kind of like what I want to pursue. So it's really insightful. And she gave me a Gallia and Arc Outside Looking In. It is a adult novel about LSD. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so we're just gonna finish up today. We're gonna go to the Strand. We're gonna do some readings, and I'm gonna buy some books there. Try not to. Maybe one or two. I can't buy any more because I have too many books already. So, and I gotta somehow put them back on the plane. I don't. We're gonna make this work. Later that night, we went to the Rare Books room at the Strand, and it's a huge bookstore in New York. I'm not sure if you probably heard about it. I'd never heard about it, but it's pretty popular. I don't know. I'm not cultured, but they're having a reading from award-winning authors, and a lot of the readings were like really, really good and really inspiring. But there's one author that was really pretentious, and I'm really glad I didn't buy her book because I would have returned it. But everyone else was really, really nice, so I'm not gonna get into that. But later we made our way downstairs. And the second floor is where the YA and middle grade was. And let me tell you, and you can see here, it was insane how many books we had. I mean, like, I'm sure, no, this is more than Barnes & Noble has. There was just so many books, and kind of sketchy that there's some books there that, like, weren't released yet, and they were, like, half the price, but I'm not gonna get into that either. But I bought some books there, and I was just it was in a trance, and it was so much fun. I didn't want to bring that many books home, but, you know, it just be like that sometimes. It's the last day. I'm about to head to the airport. Really sad. Don't know how to feel. I mean, I'll be back here for BookCon, but I'm just really sad that I'm leaving. Don't want to go back to Atlanta. I really don't want to. But we went to the Strand last night, and I picked up 3 books. I should have only bought 1, but I bought 3, so oops. First one I bought was Autobiography by Christina Lauren, because everyone has been telling me to read it, and I need to. So I was like, I gotta pick it up, so I picked it up. The second book I picked up was Fear by Michael Grant. This is my favorite book out of the Gone series. It was in hardcover, and it's the first edition, so I was like, I gotta have it, so I bought it. Impulse control. There's none. Last one I got was Death Prefers Blondes. I've been needing this book, and it was there, so I got it. So I'm gonna just pack and head to the airport. I'm sad. I had a lot of fun. Can't wait to be back here in June. I don't want to be too dramatic, but this trip was absolutely life-changing. It was everything I wanted it to be, plus more, and I'm still not over it. If I could have postpartum sadness over a city, I have that. And I just want to go back, and I know I'm going to be going back in June for BookCon, but it just seems so far away. But what I am excited about is seeing you guys there and meeting you guys for the first time. I hope you guys had the same experience that I did, because it was absolutely life-changing. I said that already, but I'm just so excited to go back, and hopefully, you know, never know, maybe I'll live there, and maybe I won't, I don't know. It was just, it's my place, and it has my heart fully, and I hope you guys can experience the same thing I did. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and watching my excursion and adventure in the city and learning everything I could, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.